The UAP Herald, Case File 002, the Phoenix Lights.
I'm a pilot. I know just about every machine that flies. It was enormous, and it did not look like any aircraft I had ever seen.
Those are the words of the governor of Arizona. He spent 10 years deflecting, and then admitted he saw it too. On one night, in March 1997, something crossed 300 miles of Arizona sky. Tens of thousands of people looked up and saw the same thing. The government said they were flares. The governor never believed it. Case file. Open. March 13, 1997. Clear desert night. Just before 7 p.m., the first calls come in from Henderson, Nevada. A formation of lights arranged in a V, moving slowly south. Over the next 2.5 hours, the same object is reported city by city, tracking straight down the state. Kingman, then Prescott, then toward Phoenix. Hundreds of miles. One consistent line. Witnesses describe a single, enormous craft, a V or a shallow triangle, 5 to 7 amber lights along the leading edges. Size estimates run from a few thousand feet to 1 or 2 miles across, and let's be honest about that. Those are eyewitness guesses at night, and people are bad at judging size in the dark. But the descriptions agree on what matters. It was huge, it was silent, and it moved with slow, deliberate purpose. Around 8:30, it reaches Phoenix, the 6th largest city in America. And for 10 to 15 minutes, thousands of people in their yards and on their rooftops watch it pass overhead. One man said it blocked out the stars as it went over. This is what sets the Phoenix Lights apart from almost every UFO case in history. It isn't one person, it's a city. Phoenix Police and the Arizona Highway Patrol logged hundreds of calls. Some of the officers taking those calls walked outside and saw it for themselves. The witnesses included pilots, police, and trained observers. Dr. Paul Scowen, a professional astronomer at Arizona State, watched it from his own backyard. A man whose entire career is identifying lights in the sky. He called it slow, steady, and purposeful. He did not think it was flares. And then there is the governor. At the time, Fife Symington made a joke of it, a press conference, an aide in an alien costume. 10 years later, he explained why. He was trying not to start a panic, because he had seen it too.
I witnessed a massive delta-shaped craft silently navigate over the valley. It was dramatic, and it couldn't have been flares.
A former Air Force officer and lifelong pilot, telling the public he watched a massive silent craft cross the city he governed. So what does the government say? At first, nothing. Luke Air Force Base and Nellis both said no military aircraft were in the area. Then months later, the answer came. Flares. Illumination flares dropped by A-10 aircraft on a training range southwest the city. And here is the honest part. The flare explanation is probably true for one of the events, because there were 2 events that night, and that is the key to the whole case. The flares fell around 10 p.m. over the Goldwater Range, more than 50 miles southwest of Phoenix, a string of lights that hovered and slowly dropped, entirely consistent with flares behind the mountains. But the main event, the enormous V that crossed the state and passed low over the city, that was an hour and a half earlier, around 8:30. Flares fall. They drift apart on the wind. They do not hold a rigid V and travel the length of a state in formation. The 8:30 craft did. The military's explanation is real. It just answers the 10 o'clock lights, not the thing the whole city watched at 8:30. The strongest skeptical case is honest too. Size estimates at night are unreliable, and the human brain loves to turn a row of separate lights into one solid object. A high formation of conventional aircraft could explain part of it. What it has never explained is the silence, the low pass over a major city, and why thousands of independent witnesses across 300 miles described the same thing at the same time. Here is where the file stands. Confirmed. On March 13, 1997, thousands of people across Arizona, police, pilots, an astronomer, and the governor reported a large, silent formation moving over the state. The 10 p.m. lights were military flares. Unknown what the 8:30 craft was, why the military first denied any activity at all, and how a silent formation, low over America's sixth largest city, still has no conventional explanation that fits all the witnesses. The most witnessed UFO event in American history wasn't a fighter pilot over the ocean. It was a whole city, and the man in charge of it. The government answered the easy question. Thousands of people are still waiting on the hard one.